Visualization, a lot of us think it's snake oil. It's one of those things where people have sold you these dreams of, you got to sit and just think about what you want and the universe will give it to you. Partly right, partly wrong. Here's why it's right and here's why it's wrong. What's up? It's your boy Sats.B. Happy Saturday. Thank you again for watching another little video where I continue to share my blueprints and my success and my theories and my tips. And if it works for you, great. If it doesn't work for you and you've got something else that you do, please tell me, or let's jump on a video so that we can tell the rest of the world it's only by sharing, man, that we're gonna rise everybody up. So visualization, what the hell am I talking about? There's a whole trend of people who are pushing the secret, the manifestation of ideas, and they encourage you to just sit and make your mood boards and your visualization board, and the world will manifest itself. And the things that you want will just show up. Maybe, maybe not. But what's worked for me is visualization is something that allows me to get focused on my motivation. And then when I'm motivated, I do things. And it's by doing things that you get the shit that you want. You get that? Visualize so passionately and infuse your emotion into it. That'll create the motivation you want to then go take the steps, the ginormous, repetitive, unlimited time that it's gonna take to get your shit. And most people start with visualization, and then the motivation is so short term because the visualization is there for the wrong reason. They don't take the steps, and then it's, oh man, nothing ever happens to me. So what are we talking about? What's visualization mean? Is it sitting down and meditating 10 minutes a day? Is it doodling on a book? Is it cutting out pictures from a magazine, putting it onto your thing? Yes, whatever your comfort level is. But for me, it starts with a deeper understanding of why do you want the things you want? To say, yo, I want to be rich. It's a very open-ended conversation. It's like saying, I want to go out. Okay. There's no way to measure and change and pivot and understand what the roadmap is, right? If you were to say, hey, I want to make $300,000 in the next 5 years, and that money's going to help me first invest in a beautiful home, and from there I'm going to build my passive income. That's a real vision. 300,000 might not be enough. You might end up getting $500,000 or $1 million, but it's a vision that's tied to a purpose, that's tied to a bigger thing that you can get motivated about, right? And when it's real, your brain looks at it differently, because for us to have motivation, for us to have real motivation to get up and put that overtime in, to get up to make that 10th sales call, to drive around the neighborhood that you want to live in, knowing one day you want to have an apartment here, those are all actionable things that happen when you're motivated because your goal is on point with why you do the things you do. Now, visualization is also partly with the way your brain works, right? The first thing that you do in the morning, the first 20 minutes, the first 30 minutes is when your brain is the most open to programming and new thoughts. And this is scientifically proven. I'm not a scientist. I read enough articles on this shit. The first 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever it may be, that is when your brain is the most open to suggestion, most open to new ideas, most open to really passionate thinking. And so every single morning, the first thing I do as soon as my eyes open is sit back and think about the big picture. And I visualize as many things as deeply as possible. And so the first 10 minutes, the first 20 minutes, the first 30 minutes, if you can stop jumping on your phone, if you could stop breakfast for 20 minutes, if you can just think about your visualization in bed and give it into your brain, I guarantee you it's a beautiful process. And last but not least, know that it takes time. Nothing great got built overnight, and it's a process. And that's why the hustle, the task is as part of the vision and motivation as anything else is. And you can't have one or the other. You can't work really, really, really hard without a purpose. You can't have a purpose that's not tied to your motivation, and no amount of work won't make anything happen. So the formula is understand what and why you want something. Get motivated because it is the purpose of those things that's going to make you do the things you do. And then know that the task to get there might be a super long road. It took 12 years to build an agency to sell it. It took 13 years to get to a point where Desi Fest is arguably the #1 Desi urban concert in the country. Whatever it may be, visualize, get motivated, put the work in. It's your boy, Sats.B. For me. So this is a book that I used a while back on visualizing a few things. And I'll show you guys. Look at this. This is the office layout that I wanted, that I drew out. Now that I'm looking back on this thing, I even wrote all the brands that I want to work with. That's just one book. I literally have like another 15 books up there. And whether this was 20 years ago when I was just starting the company, or now when I look at what I want to do with the academy, kind of students I want to help, the kind of entrepreneurs I want to work with, it's the same process.